Did you know Mac Miller released a new album last month? Did you know the Beatles won a Grammy last week for a song that they released last year? Yeah. This topic's video is about posthumous album releases. Is it ethical or just entertaining? January 17th, the Mac Miller estate released his second posthumous album, Balloonerism, and it got me thinking about how common this type of media release has become. Artists like Nirvana, Michael Jackson, and Whitney Houston, the list fortunately or unfortunately continues to go on and on. Who could forget when Mozart dropped a new single more than 200 years after his passing? This trend doesn't just end with music, it applies to other mediums as well, like books, films, even fashion. So when did posthumous music first become a thing? It became popularized in modern times with The Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. It became the first #1 posthumous song to hit US charts in 1968, a year after the singer's death. And as much as I loved and continue to cry to Mac's first posthumous album, Circles, it made me wonder, when does this type of release start becoming exploitative? Here are some of the pros. For the fans, this is a great way for us to revisit our favorite artists. For family, this is also a great way to help with the financial burden a late singer may have left behind, which was the case with Michael Jackson. The singer passed in 2009 and his estate was left with a $500 million debt. But with the help of 2 posthumous albums, that debt was fully paid off. And for the late artists themselves, it can help regain control of the artist and the narrative, especially as potential leaks come out. The Mac Miller estate wrote, "Given that unofficial versions of the album have circulated online for years, and that releasing Balloonerism was something that Malcolm frequently expressed being important to him, we felt it most appropriate to present an official version of the project to the world." There's also pros for the future, kind of what happened with Mozart. After his music sheet was discovered, it was performed by a trio string of graduate students. But what happens when a late artist does not have such an empathetic and ethical team behind them? It is no secret that music labels have a kind of chew and spit out mentality when it comes to their artists. I mean, Chappell Roan went on the Grammy stage and asked music labels, "We got you, do you got us?" Another con, creative exploitation. Who exactly gets final say on these projects? The editing, the other artists being featured. Even track list order is such a personal thing to artists and the story that they're trying to tell. Several artists across mediums actually have explicitly stated that they don't want their work to be published or edited or manipulated after they've passed on. Anderson .Paak literally has it tattooed on his body. "When I'm gone, please don't release any posthumous albums or songs with my name attached. Those were just demos and never intended to be heard by the public." Is this just another scheme for music labels to continue to squeeze money out of their artists when they should be resting in peace?